Hi there, this is Roger Hodgson, and you're watching Toasted. Well, I'm Roger Hodgson. I used to be with the band Supertramp, for those who don't know me. I was the singer and songwriter of many of the band's greatest songs.
Nice. So you're performing on Arrow Rock Festival tomorrow. We wanted to interview you there, but we couldn't, so we do it today.
Perfect.
So how are you feeling about performing tomorrow there?
It's going to be good. I've heard a lot about the Arrow Rock Festival. It's one of the famous festivals of Europe. And I always loved playing in Holland, and so it's great to be here. I'm looking forward to it very much.
And the day after, the Sunday, you're going to perform on Diana's concert in London
Right.
with the original Supertramp band, right?
No, not with the original Supertramp band. Actually, no. There's a lot of rumors are around that Supertramp are getting together to do that, but it's actually just me.
Okay.
But I'll be flying. Actually, after the Arrow Rock Festival, I'm going straight to the airport to fly to London, and then have a very early sound check the next morning. And yes, I was invited to do to play for the celebration of Princess Diana by her sons, Prince Harry and Prince William. Very, very happy to be invited by them.
What's your connection with them or with Princess Di?
It's really the connection is more with Princess Di. Supertramp were one of Diana's favorite bands. So I never got to play for Diana while she was alive. So I'm very happy to that her sons invited me to come and play some of her favorite songs for this celebration.
Okay, it's very beautiful. So a DVD of you just came out.
Yep.
And comes out here, I think, in September.
Correct.
And
Do we have a copy? No.
Really? I've only seen the trailer.
Okay.
Are you happy with this DVD?
I am. I am. The happiest thing about it is that I can actually watch it myself, if without.
Yeah.
And but it's a very nice DVD. It came out very nicely. It has a very wonderful intimacy about it. It looks beautiful. It was filmed by a French director, French film director, and a wonderful French crew. And I'm very happy with it. I think, and it's been out in Canada for about a year. It was actually #1 and went double platinum in Canada. People really liked it there, so we decided, okay, let's put it out in the world and see how it does. And so it'll be coming out in September.
So let's go back in the years a little bit, because I'm quite young and I only know I know Supertramp, and I really, really love the music. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself and Supertramp? How did it start, and why did you break up with the band?
Yeah, well, Supertramp started in 1969 when I met Rick, the other songwriter, Rick Davis, and we were together for 14 years, which is a very long marriage nowadays.
Really, yeah.
And we found the other 3 members after a few years. We tried, there were quite a few different variations of the band, but we eventually found the other 3 members, and we knew we had the band that the band was complete. And then shortly after that, we made Crime of the Century. We had made 2 albums prior to that, and they were not very successful.
Didn't it all start with a Dutch millionaire?
You want me to go way back, okay? Yes, there was our first manager was a Dutch millionaire, a man called Sam Mitzigeis.
I was really laughing when I read the story.
Which Mitzigeis is not a Dutch name, is it?
No.
So
it's like Austrian or?
I don't know, but he said he was a Dutch millionaire.
Yeah.
So. But he lived in Geneva, and he was our first manager, and he was very eccentric, lovely guy, but he did not know much about managing. But he really believed in us, so he sponsored us and supported us while we kind of found ourselves at the very beginning. And then we parted company after 2 albums with him. And then Crime of the Century was our first proper album with the band that then became very well known. And that went to #1 in England, was very, very successful around the world. And the rest is history. Then the band just became more and more successful over the next 4 albums. And then Breakfast in America was our biggest album, and that was #1 everywhere in the world for the longest time. And then I left the band 3 years after Breakfast in America in 1983. It felt like at the time the band was having difficulty keeping together at that time. But the main reason that I left the band was I had 2 children at that time and a family, and I realized that having put everything in me into Supertramp for 14 years, all my passion and drive and everything else, I realized I could not do Supertramp and a family and do them both well. So
they're both full-time jobs.
Both totally full-time. So I realized, okay, if I do Supertramp, I'm going to regret it. I'm going to miss out on my children, and maybe my family will not survive, because I know how difficult it is. And with Supertramp, I felt like I've done it for 14 years, and it was time to change. So I focused on my family for the next 15, 16 years.
Until your children grew up.
They're now grown up. They're now flying on their own steam, and now I'm back touring again and enjoying it more than ever.
Yeah, because it's like 20 years ago.
It's 83. It's 23 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long time. So do you, because now you're on your own, but you still perform with some Supertramp songs, which you wrote yourself, like Logical Song, and Breakfast in America, and Dreamer, and do you miss the band?
No. Well, a lot of these songs were my songs before they became Supertramp songs. I mean, people know them as Supertramp songs, but actually I wrote Dreamer, Breakfast in America, Give a Little Bit, It's Rainy Again, even before Supertramp actually even started. So these were my babies from a very early age. I mean,
but isn't
your age actually. How old are you now?
I'm 22.
Well, even younger than you. By 22, I had written all these songs. So I wrote them when I was 19, 20. So now it's in a way they've always been with me. They were with me before Supertramp. I played them with Supertramp, and now I'm playing them by myself. But they've always been my songs. So I know people think of them as Supertramp songs, but that's just one version.
Isn't it strange for you that people think that? And
well, no, because Supertramp is part of me too. I mean, I'm not. I don't want to deny Supertramp. I was very proud of Supertramp and everything we achieved, and I think that we left a lot of great music. But the songs now, if you even watch the DVD, they are as alive in a different way when I perform them solo. Actually, they sound like the day I wrote them.
Yeah, nice. So you still write songs, right?
Yeah.
What on what do you base the songs on? What is it based?
Well, I base the songs on everything that I've always based them on, whatever is happening within me, or that I'm seeing in the world, or that I'm feeling. They're always very personal to me. Nowadays, maybe they're slightly different to what they used to be in the olden days.
How do you mean?
But well, in subject matter, I mean, I know when I was a teenager and in my 20s, I had a lot of questions. I mean, everything they had taught me at school was fine, but it didn't give me answers to some very deeper questions. It's like, what is my purpose in here? Why am I here? Not
really spiritual.
More spiritual, yeah. A lot of my love songs actually were to God, or to God as I understood God at that time. And they were like, please, tell me how to love. Where is love? Where can I find a peace in my life? I mean, more like those questions. Logical Song, for example. You know, When I was young, they taught me how to be sensible and intellectual and cynical and radical and all those things. But please tell me who I am. You know, it's a very simple song, but it really touched a nerve in a lot of people. I mean, I think we go through all our childhood and we're taught all these things, but we're not taught the most important thing is, why are you here?
So between you, after you quit Supertramp, you became a real dad, and you went living.
A real dad, yeah.
Yeah, a real dad, and you became a little bit spiritual as well, right?
I've always been spiritual. When I say spiritual, I've always had those questions. Let's say that. I think music was the first. Even with my music was came from a deep longing, yearning. Not necessarily. I mean, God is a big word, but it was a yearning for love. It was a yearning for acceptance. It was a yearning for feeling self-worth. It filled a huge hole within me that nothing else could fill. I went to a school with 600 boys for 10 years. So after that, I didn't even know how to talk to a girl. So it was actually even became a way I could make myself attractive to girls too. It was an answer to a lot of different things, my music. Nowadays it's more, it's changed because I've changed. I've got answers to a lot of my questions now. So I'm much more happy and more at peace within myself. And now it really is a way for me to give joy to people and joy to myself in giving joy to people. And it's something I don't have to do. It's something I want to do now. So it's changed dramatically over the years, and that's why it was very good for me to take a break for those years, and now coming back to it in a whole brand new way. Does that make sense to you?
A little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
What can we expect from your show there?
You will